Greetings, mathematicians. We have example 3. The following is true of Miss Ryder's Algebra 1 class and their heights. So here we have a 5-number summary, right? So the minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and the maximum. Part A, what percentage of students are between the heights of 51 and 68 inches? Part B, what percentage of students are between the heights of 65 and 68 inches? Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to make a box and whisker plot, and we're just going to fill those numbers in. And then remember that each section of a box and whisker plot is 25% of the data, okay? So the minimum is 51, Q1 is 63, the median is 65, Q3 is 68, and the maximum is 74. Okay? So rereading part A, we're looking for what percentage are between 51 and 68 inches, right? So here's 51, here is 68, right? So how many sections is that? We have 1, 2, 3, right? Each section is 25%, 3 times 25, that is 75% of the data, right? So what percentage of students are between? We have 75%. Okay? And then part B, what percentage of students are between the heights of 65 and 68 inches, right? So here is 65. Here is 68 again, right? That's just one section, so our answer is just 25%. Okay, example 4. A data set shows the number of calories in a given meal. The median amount is 750. The IQR is 180. Which statement is most likely to be true about the data set? Okay. So again, let's go ahead and draw that picture out to help us out. We have a box and whisker. Doesn't have to be perfect, we just need to know what's going on. So we know the median is 750. Okay. We know the IQR is 180, right? And a good way to label this, I'm just going to use those curly bracket, so 180. And then let's go through our options and see which one makes the most sense. So option A, of these meals, 25% had 750 calories or more. Well, 750 is the median. That means that 50% of the data has to have both above and below that data. So option A is not correct. Option B, of these meals, 50% had 750 calories or less, right? So again, the definition of median is 50% is above, 50% is below. So my gut reaction, this looks good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and circle that. Well, let's check those other options and see if we're correct. Option C, the lower quartile of the data is 660, and the upper quartile is 840. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. IQR is the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile, right? If I take this 840 and I subtract it from 660, let's see what happens. So we have 840, and we're subtracting 660. Okay? Well, what is that difference? It actually is 180, okay? Which is the IQR. The reason that this is incorrect is because we don't really know what the IQR is. Or I'm sorry, we don't really know what the Q1 and the Q3 is, right? It actually could slide, right? So instead of 660 and 840, right, it could be 860 and 680, right? That's still going to get us a difference of 180. So because that's the case, right, the Q1 and the Q3, they could slide along the box and whisker plot. It cannot be option C, even though initially it does look good. And then part D, the maximum amount of calories is 930. I mean, it makes sense, like it could be, right? It could be 930, but at the same time, it could be another number as well, right? So instead of 930, it could be 1,100, right? So we don't know for sure that the maximum amount of calories is 930, so again, it cannot be option D. Therefore, the final answer has to be option B. That's the only one that is always going to be true with this data set.